And about 2 miles away from where we had his caravans, there was a bombing range. And let me get around. And when we first went in 47, they were still using Spitfires to learn how to strafe tanks. They used to have Sherman tanks all lined up on top of the cliff, and then they used to rocket them with rockets. And we used to go up as youngsters and get in ditches and watch them, get quite near, because there used to be a red flag at a observation point, and you weren't supposed to pass that. And we used to sneak up these irrigation ditches and get quite near to watch them shooting at tanks. Yeah. And they had an electric, it was like an electric bogie on rails, and they used to pull targets that were moving. And they used to shoot with 20mm cannon with aeroplanes at them. Yeah. That was interesting to watch. And we used to go pick, when they fired them, cases used to drop onto what we call airfield. It was all Air Ministry land. And as we were mushrooming, we used to be picking these 20mm cases up that were in like a belt. You know, like all fastened together as guns, like, yeah. Yeah, they were beautiful. They were brand new cases, like, yeah.
So when did you move on to river fishing?
To do any proper fishing, my father always fished. Like he used to come up on the River Eden like before the war and fish with a friend at Sorkel. He used to come up there, but I probably didn't do any proper river fishing while my father bought caravan at Ravenglass. When he took caravan to Ravenglass, and we fished River Hurt, and that would be about 1966. And within a year, that disease came, and wiped, decimated stocks in that river, like almost at rivers. So we just got used to catching sea trout and odd salmon, and then rivers were empty for a few years. Yeah. And I think they are building back up now, aren't they? Like, but did it affect Eden?
Devastated.
Did it?
Eden was devastated.
Was it?
It took with it, and it's never come back. The spring fishing went,
and it never materialised again.
They buried hundreds and hundreds of fish, and I remember going down to our rugby field at school, which was by the suspension bridge, and I remember these two lads walking back with the fish, and they'd got a stick through its gills, and they'd be sort of older than me, and the fish's tail was trailing on the ground. It was a monster. It must have been, I'd guess, 30 pound, that sort of weight, and just but just it devastated the river. Yeah,
well, I can remember at Ravenglass, when the river were in flood, fish were still alive with this disease on them, and Action at Water used to bring them back. They hadn't strength to fight against it, and you'd be stood at river, and fish would all be going backwards with current, and all disease on them, all white spots all over them, like. And they used to get on their heads till they couldn't see, They used to get over their eyes, and it was terrible. And even Erling got it. And Erling were coming back, like, back down the river, it was terrible.
That was a sad time,
It was. And we just sort of got into doing a bit of fishing, and we lost it, like, because it all disappeared for a few years. And like I said, I don't think the river recovered to the point where they were like before. There were a lot of fish in them rivers.
I think that back end fishing's recovered, but spring
fishing never has it? No. I mean, a few comes in, don't they? Like, but they don't. There's no big amounts like there used to be. No.
And they may come back gradually, but it'll be a very slow business.